It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But here's a big one you need to hear. Billions. That's the amount of money in refunds the IRS has flagged for possible identity fraud. Now here's another big number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. One last big number. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
Calling all podcast lovers. This is a message from Acast. The London Podcast Festival is back for its 10th year. From the 4th to the 14th of September at King's Place in King's Cross, you can see your favourite podcasters live at the Big Birthday Edition. Including No Such Thing as a Fish, Pod Save the UK, Dan Snow's History Hit, Sarah and Carriad's Weirdos Book Club, plus many more. Some shows will be live streamed due to high demand, so watch from home if you can't make it. Get your tickets now at kingsplace.co.uk.
We are Cal and Chip, and our podcast, of course, is the Fellas Podcast, and it is sponsored by new movie The Long Walk, only in cinemas from September 12th. Right, listen to this. You're on a road, no end in sight, 50 boys in a non-stop marathon where there can only be one winner, and the only rule, stop walking, you're done.
We just watched the trailer, and brother, it's mad. Like, really scary.
It's called The Long Walk. Dystopian, ruthless, one road, no finish line. You either walk or you die. The cast is stacked. BAFTA rising star David Johnson, Cooper Hoffman, Mark Hamill, big performances.
How far could you go for your ticket to freedom? Could you go the distance?
Walk or die. One road, no finish line. Watch The Long Walk exclusively in cinemas September 12th.
This episode is brought to you by L'Oréal Paris and their Revitalift filler range. If you're looking for a glass skin glow, try Revitalift Filler Serum and Plumping Water Cream. Powered by hyaluronic acid, L'Oréal's Filler Serum hydrates skin and replumps fine lines in just 1 hour. Then lock in that hydration and plump with the Filler Water Cream. Right now, the range is half price at Boots until the 21st of October, subject to availability. Shop the Revitalift Filler Serum and Water Cream at Boots now.
Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
a General Hospital fan podcast. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the Port Charles 411, Part 9, Lucky and Liz. If I mapped it out right, I think we're only going to wind up at 11 until we have to go, but until we go back to Lucky.
Okay.
So I'm trying to trying to piece all that together but this episode goes from November of 1998 through Valentine's Day 1999. So this is kind of where we start to pick up a little bit more momentum. You know, the last week we had Tom, the rapist, was arrested. Now we're kind of getting into where Lucky, Liz, Emily, and Nicholas are becoming friends and stuff like that. So, and their relationship grows.
Mm.
Woo! Okay. So we start with Stefan is questioning Nicholas about his, quote, sudden friendship with Lucky. Nicholas tells him it isn't about friendship, that Lucky is his brother. Lucky brings Liz a brownie with a candle in it because remember he had, it was the end of last episode too, is that it was after midnight. She told him that it was her birthday.
Yes.
Which was not acknowledged this year. And when did he come back? Oh, that would have been such a good birthday present.
That would have been a good birthday present.
Happy birthday, Liz.
Yeah, I don't know when I don't know.
Oh, geez, he came back in August. Why does it not feel like he's been back since August?
It does not feel like he's been back since August.
He's been back for 3 months already?
Wow. We've
not
been
getting
doing
enough
this
of for 3 months already? Actually, yeah, because
true.
We talked about the fact that we took a break for Miguel and Rick. So yeah, that would have been 12. So, okay. I know math. Okay. He also gives her a bracelet. He wanted to get her something more expensive, but she said that expensive things don't matter. Liz made her birthday wish, and just as the two were about to kiss, Bobby called Liz to tell her the results of her blood test were in. Then Liz told Lucky about taking the test, and she had taken the AIDS test.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby came by with the HIV results, and they were negative. Liz told Bobby the story of catching her rapist. Bobby was very supportive and was glad that Liz did not shoot Tom. Bobby left. Liz and Lucky were getting ready to give their statements to Mac, and just as they were about to leave the room, they kissed. The song Elizabeth started to play with a 2-minute montage of Lucky and Liz scenes.
Aw.
I love that they keep sneaking it in there. At the Port Charles, it says at the PD, not the PCPD. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Nick invites, maybe we weren't calling it the PCPD at the time, so at the police department, whatever. Nick invites the group to his birthday the next day. I did not realize that Nicholas and Liz had birthdays like right next to each other.
Mm-mm.
Lucky actually agrees to go. After all, Lulu will be there. At the party, they celebrated their triumph over the bad guys. I feel like this is the end of a cartoon.
Right.
Laura is thrilled when she arrives and finds Lucky there. Robin, Liz, Em, and Lulu talk. Lucky tells Nick that he is a stand-up guy. Laura beams at the sight of her boys together. Stefan, though, is not at all happy having heard tales of their escapades. He disapprovingly tells Laura that Nick and Lucky stalked a sexual predator. Laura is proud of the courage of her sons and is thrilled that they work together. Stefan is disappointed at her reaction. He doesn't want Nick to become reckless. The insinuation is that Lucky is reckless. Nicholas blows the candles out on his cake and opens his presents. Stefan thanks the guest. His speech of a new beginning and bonds being formed is heard as a voiceover as the scene fades to a shot of Luke on the docks having just arrived back in Port Charles.
Dun, dun, dun.
When Liz and Lucky return to the Webbers, she realizes that she has lost her bracelet. He goes back to the docks to search for it, and Lucky runs into Luke, who convinces him to go for a ride, and they wind up in a mountain cabin. Meanwhile,
Okay.
Liz grows worried over Lucky's disappearance and calls Nick. He goes to the docks and looks. Then he reports to Emily that there is no trace of Lucky. The next morning, Luke and Lucky wake up in their armchairs. When Luke goes to the storeroom for breakfast food, Lucky locks him in. Lucky fished a cell phone out of Luke's bag. He called Liz to tell her that he was okay, while Luke pounded on the door and roared like a grizzly. A frightened Liz asked Lucky about the racket. Lucky told her his dad was, quote, having troubles adjusting to their situation. Lucky hung up as Luke crashed into the room, blasting the door completely off its hinges. Lucky paid attention to the old man's outburst. Later, Luke told Lucky to let go of his hatred. The longer Lucky stayed angry, Luke said, the closer he was tied to his father. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Nicholas showed up to tell Laura that Lucky was missing. Concerned for the safety of Nicholas, Liz and Emily, Concerned for the safety of Nick, Liz, and Emily, Laura picked up the phone to call Jason. Before she could dial the number, though, Liz arrived to say that Lucky was with his father. Laura calmed their fears by insisting that Luke would never hurt Lucky. She called it a family matter and asked them not to say anything to the police.
So it was like pre-planned? Like Luke knew he was taking him to the cabin?
I think that it was more Laura, basically like what she said, maybe she didn't know about it, but she knew that Luke would not hurt Lucky. So probably more of a, let me handle this. I got it. Don't go to the police.
All right. At the cabin, Luke asks Lucky if he still wants to leave and adds that he fixed the truck. It won't hotwire. Lucky is dubious, and I'm supposed to believe this because Luke invites him to test it, but Lucky declines. Luke then asks Lucky to help him repair the door, but Lucky seems uninterested in the task. Luke asks if it would... Nope. Luke asks if he would just hand him the screwdriver, but Lucky's attention is waylaid by an ominous-looking bear trap hanging on the wall. I'd rather get my hand caught in this thing, he says, and removes it from the wall for a better look. Luke drops the door and grabs the trap. These things are dangerous, he admonishes. Animals chew their legs off to get out of these. I know how they feel, Lucky replies. Later, Lucky is staring at a fire, and Luke chides him for using too much paper. Considering the lack of progress we're making, we might be here till late spring. We might need a little reading material by late winter. All right, Lucky replies. You want to chew this out? and goes on to suggest that Luke talk to Gail Baldwin because I'm not the one with the problem, Lucky says. I'm happy with the way things are. Luke nixes that idea. It's no more stupid than kidnapping me, Lucky says, and adds that if Luke is really sincere in his desire to forge a relationship with his son, he'll visit Gail, like Liz did after she was raped. She didn't like dredging up all those awful memories, but she was desperate. Are you? No, I guess I'm not, Luke replies. Back to nature, fresh air, and good conversation. That's what works for me. He then says the only reason Lucky's suggesting that is so that they can leave and that Lucky would no more want to visit a shrink than he would. Luke goes on to say that he never intended Lucky to use the survival skills Luke taught him against him and that he wasn't willing to give Lucky up. Do you even hear yourself, Luke? Do you even hear yourself? Lucky asks. It's all about you and what you want, just like when you raped Mom. Lucky adds that Luke raped Laura because he thought he was going to die and he wanted her. It's all about you. Nope.
No, I'm saying like, no, that's not okay. Like, no, that's not a good.
Nope.
Never a good
right,
reason.
exactly. And that's exactly what Lucky's saying. It's all about you, he repeats. How could you say that? Luke replies. This last 9 months have been all about you. Lucky counters with the argument that Luke left because Laura testified for Stefan and Luke discovered she had lied to him. What did you do when you found out that what Mom did to you? Lucky asks. You walked, just like I did when I found out about you. Don't like it? Where do you think I learned it from? Ooh.
Why? Okay, why do we love Luke?
I don't know.
We were too young, because probably we were too young to understand what he was saying was as wrong as it. Yeah.
Right. Right. Because they did. They romanticized it as gross as it is now that we understand and can put ourselves in that same position. Back then, that really was like a romantic statement. He wanted her so bad. He just had to take her. Like,
right.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine someone wanting you that bad? And now that you're a grown up, you're like, no, you don't get to take things just because you want them, especially a person.
Nope.
So Luke doesn't like what Lucky is saying, but is glad that he's at least talking. Lucky continues, claiming every lie Luke tells is laced with the truth. Stavros didn't rape Laura. Luke did. You don't want a son, you want an ally, because Stefan's making headway with your wife. He can't believe anything Luke tells him anymore. You want truth? Luke asks. Just ask for it. You asked me about the rape and I told you. It's too much mental effort to wonder what I'm not asking, Lucky replies. You want to know effort? Luke says, this is effort. This constant inquisition, this trying to reach you. It's effort. What makes you think you're entitled to every last corner of my life? You're my son and you'll always keep things from me and I'll always keep things from you. And that's the way it is. In frustration, Luke grabs the trap and throws it down, saying he feels as if I'm stuck in that thing and I can't even chew my leg off. Lucky eyes the trap. That's what's supposed to happen to me if your little plan doesn't work out. You win, says Luke, and unlocks the door. He gives him the car keys and Lucky leaves. Luke turns around and steps into the bear trap. He screams in pain, but Lucky doesn't hear him. Luke is in serious trouble after being caught in the wolf trap. I thought it was a bear trap. We just called it a bear trap. But anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you would use the same one for...
I was going to say, I'm assuming they're the same kind of trap, but
wolf
if someone...
trap versus bear trap.
Like, I knew what a bear trap was without anyone telling me, but a wolf trap, I'm not sure I would instantly think of that.
A bear trap is a cage type, and it closes the bear in. Oh, so it's like you'd put the food in it, and it would walk in, and then it would close shut.
Oh, okay.
A wolf trap
is the one that clamps down on you?
Designed to prevent fighting the trap by lunging or leveraging against a solid object. So yeah, I feel like that means that the solid object hits it, it snaps up.
Yeah, I always thought it was like the teeth kind. You stepped in the middle and then the teeth clamp around your leg.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Don't Google it and look at pictures. Oh.
No. So he cries out in pain, and things are starting to look very grim when Lucky comes back in and takes charge of the situation. He gets his dad's leg out of the trap and realizes he can't stop the bleeding by himself. He has to get Luke to the hospital. Off in the woods, 40 miles outside of Port Charles, Lucky was tending to his sick father. It seemed that Luke had come down with a fever. Lucky said that he was going to take his father to the hospital, but instead he went to the ranger station for some aspirin. In the meantime, a delusional Luke was dreaming about the night and the disco when he raped Laura. The disco scenes were interspersed with the same scenes acted by present-day Luke and Laura, in which Laura talks about her relationship with Stefan rather than her relationship with Scotty. In those scenes, Lucky was off in the distance, looking on disapprovingly. Luke kept waking up and saying, "Please don't let me hurt her." Lucky kept promising that he wouldn't. Luke's fever finally broke, and Lucky went off to make soup, saying, "I don't care whether you eat it." I bet that was a good scene. I need to go back and watch that.
I don't remember that. I don't remember them like recreating it. I get what Luke is saying, that like we don't owe telling our children, offering up that information, but if they find something out that's absolutely horrific about us, we owe it to them to have the conversation and to talk about it. It's I guess he has, but at the same time, what he has said is just not okay.
Right. I mean, that's the whole issue with your kids growing up, is you get to a point where they have a right to judge your honesty, and like, you can't really even be mad at your kid at this point, because you wouldn't want Lucky to be like, "Oh yeah, rape's totally fine," because then what kind of parenting job did you do? But at the same time, yeah, he's mad because you taught him better values and then you broke those values.
Luke could be doing a better job of helping Lucky process it, but instead he's getting defensive over it. There's a whole lot of things we could talk about with that. We're not going to right now.
Right. I think Lucky was right suggesting therapy, because that would be helpful.
Yeah, because Luke is probably also mad at himself for what he did, and he hasn't processed or really come to terms with he did, but he didn't. Because like, we listened to him telling Lucky the truth, and he said, like, "I was drunk. It's not an excuse. It's a fact." So it's like he's partially, but yeah, he needs to work on all that. Okay, we'll get to that another time when we wind up doing 2 years of Luke. Lucky and Liz were reunited after Lucky's ordeal, and he gave her bracelet back. It was a sweet moment. The 4 teenagers of Port Charles are in the police station talking to Taggart about Em and Liz's case. Liz expresses how much she hates that it's her word against Tom's, and Em explains why she has to continue modeling, because her agent will sue Edward otherwise. Taggart lets her know that she should lay low because, in fact, due to Tom's crime, her career has skyrocketed. And that's kind of gross.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess it's just bringing awareness to her. So, therefore, she should stay focused on not letting the public forget how Tom made her suffer. We all know that Liz won't be able to testify about the rape during Emily's trial due to insufficient evidence. Taggart promises he will keep looking for evidence. However, in the meantime, Liz says the only way to get him is for her to talk to Tom alone. Ew. Obviously, Lucky does not agree. Liz says she can handle it. Lucky says he doesn't want Tom on the planet with her.
Aww.
Liz tells him to trust her. I know. Liz tells him to trust her. She has to do this, that Tom took something away from her and that she has to take it back. Tom once had all the power, and now she wants to have it. She has to do it on her own, and she says she's strong. Lucky has no doubt she is strong, but he adds that she is stubborn. Liz meets with Tom, and she is scared but strong. The jerk talks about how she looked the night of the rape in the red dress and basically tells her she asked for it. Then 2 seconds later denies the whole thing by using the infamous "not a word" line.
Ugh.
Liz later tells Lucky that she's going to nail Tom no matter how long it takes for her to fight. Lucky tells her that they will fight together. Liz and Lucky sneak into Luke's while it's closed. He gives her a rose and makes cheese fries. And Lucky asks Liz, "Will you be my girl officially?" Heck yeah! Cheese fries and roses? Thank you. Lucky starts to sing and they dance to "My Girl." Dara is Dara is briefing Lucky, Emily, and Nicholas on their parts in the trial when Liz wants to know where she comes in. Dara tells her gently that she won't be needing her testimony on her rape. Liz begs to be put on the stand, and Dara tells her that it would open up the case to all sorts of objections. Taggart tries to help by saying that Tom's going to be put away, and that's the important thing, right? Even Lucky tries to tell Liz to move on later in his room. Liz is painting a mural and will hear nothing about it. She tells Lucky that he obviously doesn't understand what she's been going through. They wind up making up. Liz is not happy when Lucky tells her it might be easier for her if she isn't in the courtroom during Tom's trial.
Oof.
Lucky promises to tell her everything he can when he testifies. Tom's lawyer grills Emily on the stand about maybe she put the nude photos of herself on the net to bring more attention to her modeling career. Liz, unable to bear her friend getting hurt, screams out that Tom raped her. Oh, so Liz was actually in the room. His lawyer immediately calls for a mistrial. Nicholas and Lucky try to calm Elizabeth down after her courtroom outburst. Elizabeth is afraid there will be a mistrial and Tom will be freed. Tom's lawyer tries to rattle Emily on the stand, but she holds firm and nails Tom to the wall. Later, Emily says she would be eager to testify again if there is a mistrial. Dara, Ned, Alexis, and Nicholas. It's Dara.
Dara,
or Dara. Okay,
Dara.
sorry, Dara. I feel like I've said that in the past, and now I'm just like, Dara. Dara, Ned, Alexis, and Nicholas all tell Emily what a great job she did testifying. Tom comes out of the courtroom during a recess and sees Nicholas, Lucky, Emily, and Elizabeth together. He calls them the Four Musketeers. Tom then looks at Elizabeth and tells her that he hopes she has a better Valentine's Day next year. Lucky lunges for Tom's throat, but Nicholas pulls him off. Tom says he wants to press charges. However, Taggart says he didn't see anything. And there's a note saying, score big points for Taggart today. Later in Lucky's apartment, Elizabeth tells Lucky that after seeing how Tom pushed Lucky's buttons to get him mad, Tom no longer had any power over her. She said she would no longer react to Tom, thus freeing her mind of him. After Lucky and Elizabeth leave, Dara leaves a message on Lucky's answering machine saying that Tom has pled guilty to third-degree larceny and is on his way to prison. Lucky and Elizabeth return to the park where the rape occurred. Elizabeth says she can see the beauty in the park again, and this show ends with Lucky and Elizabeth sharing a kiss.
Aww.
Aww.
Laura is surprised to find Lucky babysitting Lulu instead of Nicholas. Laura tells Lucky that she just had a fight with Luke about Nicholas babysitting Lulu and that the two of them have never been so far apart. Lucky tells Laura that it's okay with him if Nicholas spends time with Lulu and that Luke would just have to get used to the idea. Laura says she's happy Lucky and Nicholas have come to an understanding. Lucky then leaves and goes over to Kelly's. He runs into Luke. Lucky tells Luke that Nicholas isn't Stefan and that he isn't Luke. Luke responds that he will protect his family from danger by any means necessary, and that danger is the Cassadines. Also, he won't change just because Lucky has been duped into brotherhood with one of them. Lucky says to him that he won't hate someone just because Luke does. Luke responds by saying the Cassadines will give Lucky plenty of reasons of his own to hate them. Liz and Lucky decorate a Christmas tree in his apartment. He plays Deck the Halls on the guitar while she decorates. She gives him a silver sequined guitar to place on the top of the tree. They switch on the tree lights and marvel at their creation and share the joy of their first Christmas season. Oh, they have to do a flashback of that this year.
I hope so. Oh, it'll be, you know what? It'll be like Lucky's at the house helping decorate for Christmas. And she'll be like, look what I still have.
Oh my gosh, that would be so cute.
Oh, because Aiden was interested in music.
Yes. Oh, there you go. She can find the same one online, even if she didn't keep the original one.
That's true.
Nicholas, Emily, Liz, Lucky, and Lulu had fun taking pictures for Laura's birthday present. Emily started to play Lucky's radio for some mood music. Oops, guess what came out? The song that he wrote and recorded for Liz, Elizabeth. Liz and Lucky stopped it, and Nicholas suggested that something with a quicker beat would be appropriate. Lucky and he exchanged glances. Liz is late getting home, and Audrey reams them. Happy birthday to Laura. All of her children remembered and give her the framed photo of the three of them. Laura is very touched by the gift. Christmas Eve, Lucky and Liz exchange gifts in a really touching scene. Liz gives Lucky an original oil painting of his boxcar. Aww. And Lucky gives her a ring. Liz is thrilled. Lucky and Liz say that they love each other. Emily and Liz exchange gifts, and like typical guys, Nicholas and Lucky didn't get anything, but are saved by their women who shopped for them. The teens are enjoying their Christmas gifts. Nicholas is wearing an ELQ baseball hat. Emily loves the music box she got from Nicholas. Dave Cause has arrived at the party at GH. Dave Cause's sax leads the kids to the Christmas party as Alan reads the Christmas story. Luke shows up and says goodbye to Lucky and Bobby. The episode ends with shots set to the music of cast members opening gifts, sharing holiday cheers, etc.
So just to remind everyone, Dave Cause is the guy who played the Seasons of the Heart, which was the best theme song for General Hospital. And question, when you read that last line, did you think they were talking about bullets shot?
No.
Okay. When you were saying ends with shots set to the music, I'm thinking we're hearing, because Luke was leaving.
No.
And so therefore,
No.
we're hearing gunshots every time somebody's opening a present is what has this show done to me?
No. I'm going to go on. You can just get yourself.
Sorry.
No more shots. New Year's Eve in Port Charles, Nick goes to Lucky's apartment and tells him and Liz that they've got plans for the auction, even though Lucky tries to get out of it by saying he has no tux. Nick has thought of every contingency and has brought one along. He also asks Lucky if he can stay with him a while. Nicholas has just found out Stefan is his father. Things up with the start of the auction. All of Port Charles' eligible bachelors are called down to the stage by Catherine. Elizabeth draws Edward as a dinner partner. Emily is ecstatic to draw Nicholas, and Tammy draws Lucky. We now catch glimpses of these couples eating. Lucky tells Tammy how much Liz means to him, all the while stealing peeks at her dinner with Edward. Tammy offers to trade with Edward so the teens can be together. At the same time, Edward is telling Liz that Lila really is his better half. At midnight, we see Lucky and Liz standing together. They kiss as the clock strikes midnight.
And we covered that during Lila. And I think that we did actually play the audio of Edward gushing about Lila to Liz.
Yes. Yeah.
At Lucky's, he tells Liz about the entire Nick story, about Stefan really being his father, not his uncle, and goes into how much Laura lies. Liz tried to explain Laura's motivation, but Lucky still can't accept any motivation for her dishonesty. And then they kiss. Oh, remember how cute that was when you're first starting to date and you're arguing, but you're kissing in between? You're like, it's okay, I still love you. Lucky interrupts. Not saying that I don't still love him.
Calling all podcast lovers. This is a message from Acast. The London Podcast Festival is back for its 10th year. From the 4th to the 14th of September at King's Place in King's Cross, you can see your favourite podcasters live at the Big Birthday Edition. Including No Such Thing as a Fish, Pod Save the UK, Dan Snow's History Hit, Sarah and Carriad's Weirdos Book Club, plus many more. Some shows will be live streamed due to high demand, so watch from home if you can't make it. Get your tickets now at kingsplace.co.uk.
We are Cal and Chip, and our podcast, of course, is the Fellas Podcast, and it is sponsored by new movie The Long Walk, only in cinemas from September 12th. Right, listen to this. You're on a road, no end in sight, 50 boys in a non-stop marathon where there can only be one winner, and the only rule, stop walking, you're done.
We just watched the trailer and brother, it's mad. Really scary.
It's called The Long Walk. Dystopian, ruthless, one road, no finish line. You either walk or you die. The cast is stacked. BAFTA rising star David Johnson, Cooper Hoffman, Mark Hamill, big performances.
How far could you go for your ticket to freedom? Could you go the distance?
Walk or die. one road, no finish line. Watch The Long Walk exclusively in cinemas September 12th.
Lucky interrupts Laura crying all alone in her big house. He asks his mother how she can live with all the lies, and as he would choke on them.
Oof.
Okay, Mr. High and Mighty. Sorry. She assures him there are no more, but he is skeptical as she has said that before. Lucky confronts Laura over the latest lie that Stefan is actually Nick's father, not Stavros. Lucky meets Liz on the docks and tells her about his confrontation with his mother. Next, a music montage to Brandy's song, Have You Ever Loved Somebody? That was such a good song. And this is back when we had money, because that was 1998. And that song was still relatively new, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We're just going to check real quick. Brandy, I'm not going to start singing it. 1998. On the docks, Lucky quizzes Liz for a test. He tells her he has something important to do for their future. She tells him she likes the sound of being part of his future. Lucky goes to see Sunny and asks for a job. He sends Lucky on a trip to Canada to deliver a package. Lucky later meets Liz. She aced her test. He tells her he will be gone for a couple of days, and she is just too beautiful, and he loves her. While he is gone, Liz visits Laura. Liz tells her about Lucky going out of town. Sunny shows up, and Laura introduces Liz to him as Lucky's girlfriend. Nick keeps company with Liz to keep her mind off of Lucky's absence. Lucky returns and brings her a keychain from Manitoba and a coffee cup with her name on it. Then he gives her a brochure to a New York art school and encourages her to apply. She has doubts that she is good enough to be accepted, and he assures her that she is. Then she tells him she couldn't leave him to go to New York. He tells her she wouldn't be going without him. And this is one of the reasons he wants to start saving for their future. Liz and Lucky were in his apartment when Nicholas and Emily stopped by separately. Nick wanted to take everyone to dinner. Lucky had other ideas for him and Liz, and Emily wanted to do homework. Nick took Emily home, and Liz told Lucky what she knew about the events at Emily's birthday fiasco. I guess that happened while he was in Canada.
Yeah, right.
Lucky told Liz that he wanted to spend the rest of his life with her. It was a very moving scene as they commit to each other and promise ever and ever. Liz tells him she doesn't know what she would be without the other half of herself. They kiss tenderly. Lucky talks about needing a financial stake for her tuition, an apartment, etc. When she remarks how sensible he is, he tackles and tickles her, and then they kiss again. And then, at the end of January, Bobby gets a call that Ruby has died. She calls Luke in Switzerland to tell him the bad news. Lucky shows up at Kelly's, which is closed. Bobby tells Lucky and Liz that Ruby has died. Lucky and Liz go to his place and try to deal with Ruby's death. Luke returns to Port Charles, and he and Bobby hold each other. Liz and Lucky head back to Kelly's. Luke runs into Laura on the docks and abruptly tells her that Ruby is dead. Friends and family gather at Kelly's to share their grief over Ruby's passing. Lucky remembers meeting Ruby for the first time back in 1993. Laura sees Lucky outside and gives him a hug. Laura tells Bobby she can't stay. She thinks it would be more painful for Luke if she was there. Lucky asks Luke if he will stay in Port Charles, and Luke says that Port Charles will always be his home. Luke reminds Lucky of how much Ruby loved him. Lucky tells his dad it was good to see him. After Liz and Lucky depart, Luke says his goodbye to Ruby in a very moving scene. The next day, Liz and Lucky open up Kelly's and they offer a limited menu. Luke tells Bobby he wants to close Kelly's. She thinks it's too soon and wants him to think about it. Just as he's pointing out how much he has lost, his wife, his son, and Ruby, Lucky comes up and invites his dad to come down for a fresh cup of coffee. Luke is touched by this reaching out from his son and visibly softens. Downstairs, Lucky is offered his dad a fresh start free of the past. Just as Luke agrees, Nick comes in and tests Luke's resolve. Lucky teases his dad that he is able to tolerate Nick for an amazing 35 seconds. Lucky is amused by the grudging acceptance of Luke. Lucky is amused by the grudging acceptance Luke demonstrates. Lucky dares his father to drink the water Nicholas has served him, and he's helping out with other customers too. Luke suspiciously smells it and tells Lucky, if you trust him so much, you drink it. So Lucky takes a sip and fakes poisoning, and they both laugh, and the ice between them thaws. As Luke leaves, Lucky thanks Nick for helping them laugh. Lucky tells Nick he's going to start over with his father, but that means Luke has to accept Nick as Lucky's brother. Liz and Lucky are at Kelly's, and he tells her he has checked out the type of painting she could submit to the art school. Liz is very nervous about having strangers judge her work. She points out that Lucky is just as nervous to have anyone hear him sing Elizabeth. Lucky goes with Liz for her next appointment with Gail for rape counseling. While they are waiting, she thanks him for helping her get through the past year. Liz tells Lucky that she has hope for a happy future because of him, that she doesn't know who she would be without him, and that he is the other half of herself. Now she is excited about her future.
As Valentine's Day grows closer, Liz sees a poster for the Valentine's Day dance and she suddenly takes off. Of course, Lucky follows her, realizing that she's been reminded of the rape. Lucky came up with a plan to take Liz's mind off the bad memories from the year before and try to make Valentine's Day the happy day it should be for her. Lucky then took Liz shopping at Wyndham's for a new dress. Cute music montage as Liz tries on different dresses. She looks gorgeous in each one, but knows that she has found the one by the look of adoration and wonder on Lucky's face as she shows him the last dress. The emotion on Lucky's face as he gazes at Liz is heartfelt. She is touched by it, and it makes her feel truly beautiful. Liz later tries to get Lucky to share his plans for Valentine's Day, but no use. He means for it to be a surprise. Lucky shows up to give his sister a Valentine. Aww! Laura was touched by Lucky's feelings for Liz as she helped him find flowers for Liz's Valentine's Day gift. Valentine's Day for Liz and Lucky was magical. Lucky arrives at the Webbers to find it decorated like a school dance. It started off beautifully with Lucky's eyes still transfixed on Elizabeth. Liz has her surprise so well planned, punch, CD player, and all that, and then confidently asks, "Will you dance with me?" Liz was so radiant and sure of herself. Talking about them not being together at last year's dance, she says to him, "Or maybe I just didn't know him yet. But I knew if I gave him a chance, he'd never want to look at another girl again, and he'd take me in his arms and never let me go." They kiss, and Lucky tells her, "I'm sorry." For what? Because I didn't know you yet. Next, it's Lucky's turn to surprise Liz. He takes her to a church filled with candlelight. He tells her that when he looks at her, he sees his future, and he wants to say those words before God. The vows that Lucky and Liz said to one another were pure poetry and fit them perfectly. Oh my.
Oh, should I find this? I want to find this. Hold on. Let's find this and let's watch it.
Okay.
So what would that be? Valentine's Day, Lucky, and
1998.
Liz. Valentine's Day, 99.
Oh, 99. Sorry.
Okay, hold on.
Lucky? Wait, stop. Okay, just wait right here.
Wait, what do you mean wait here?
Just gotta take care of something. Set something up.
Okay, well, we're at the edge of a cliff and you've decided for Valentine's Day that we should take a bungee jump.
Well, sort of, yeah.
Lucky?
What? I would jump off a cliff for you.
Wait, I smell matches. Are we having a cookout?
No. See, the rest of the world is having a whiteout, and we are having...
Beautiful. What is it?
It's church. And if you'll come sit with me, I'll tell you why you're here. future a lot, right? Saving money, making plans, trying to see it in my mind. I'm actually not very good at that part. You're probably much better with your imagination. The way I grew up, with my parents and all, the future, I just kind of, I came away thinking of it as a fluid thing, something I couldn't put too much stock in, because any moment, any day, it could change, I'm rambling, aren't I?
No. Go on.
Well, with all that said, when I look at the future now, I can almost make it out. Because I can see this. And this. And those incredible eyes nailing me to the wall. And where we go, doesn't matter. Port Charles, New York, Istanbul.
Istanbul?
You never know.
I'd go there with you. I'd go anywhere with you. Because it's the same for me. I look ahead, and the one constant is you. You are always there. Taking my hand, pulling me back when things get too intense or I start obsessing over something. Giving me kisses that taste like chocolate.
It's a good thing you like chocolate.
My favorite.
Okay, here it goes. You and I have made promises to each other about staying together, not telling lies, never loving anyone else.
And I meant them.
Me too. That's why I want to make those same promises again. Before God this time. Maybe I should be clear about something. I'm not assuming we're in the same place. And despite how this looks, it really has occurred to me that you might not be ready to make any grand, sweeping promises, and you don't have to. I just like it if you listen. Unless...
It's just a little overwhelming.
I scared you, right? Something told me I was moving way too
No,
fast.
Lucky, that's not it at all. I mean, this is the most incredible, most amazing, most loving thing that has ever happened to me. And it blows me away that you thought up all of this and put it together.
It's okay.
It is so okay.
Okay. Don't move. Close your eyes. Close your eyes.
Okay.
What is it?
Roses?
You win. You get to keep them.
Lucky, they're beautiful.
You put them to shame.
You really want to do this?
More than I've ever wanted anything. That's weird. when I try to think about who I was before I knew you. It's like looking at an old picture of someone I used to know, an old friend I lost touch with, or a relative I was never close to, but not the real flesh and blood me. Because I can't even imagine who I used to be without you. How I walked around in this world, not knowing you were in it, waiting to love me. I never want that again. I never want to know another day that doesn't include you. I don't even know how it happened. I couldn't tell you the exact day or moment when I realized that I loved you, but when I did, it happened big. You've got my heart. It's a permanent lock. Everything I am is in love with you. My soul, my mind, my body, my spirit. That will never change. I pledge myself to you, Elizabeth, today, forever.
This is so amazing. That you and I would be standing here and you'd be saying these things to me. I am so honored to be who you love. This time last year, I couldn't find a way out of the pain and the shame. I never thought I'd smile or laugh again. And then I looked up and you were there. And you took my hand and you made me walk right back into the rest of my life. All the way to here. A place that's good and pure and safe. And I am so full inside, it hurts. You have my heart. That's a permanent lock. Everything I am is in love with you. My soul, my mind, my body, my spirit. That will never change. I pledge myself to you, Lucky. Today, forever.
This ring is my promise.
All right. So like that entire scene is very long.
Yes.
And we only made it there was still another 9 minutes left. So
right.
they keep, so I thought, she said she would go anywhere with him.
She did.
I mean, to be fair, I don't want to be held to things that I said I was going to do when I was 17. So,
no.
But then it just goes on to say that Lucky switched her ring from the right hand to the left. And then that's what he said, like, that was my promise or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, this is so wonderful. I don't even know how to put into words how much this means to me. Do you know what you did? You wrapped up Valentine's Day and gave it to me as a present. You took my worst night imaginable and like a magician turned it into the best. No one in my life will ever do this. When they prepare to leave, their car is snowed in due to the blizzard. Lucky calls Nick. Nick and Emily head out to give them a ride, and they wind up back at the Port Charles Hotel. And I think that is a great place to end.
Yeah.
Lucky and Liz, part 9.
Yes. So sweet. Again, this is why we have never had realistic expectations of the men in our lives.
It's just, I'm glad we watched it because we can do a decent job of capturing. Mm-mm.
No, not those words.
No.
Just beautiful.
Yep. Yeah. So I don't even know how to close this one. Just join us on Monday. Let's see if Lucky and Liz are any closer. I doubt it, but let's see. Maybe they're going to hold out for Valentine's Day so that's their day again.
But she already did that with Franco. And I don't want to wait that long. Can't we just have a snowstorm and that can remind them of it enough?
True. There's a lot of opportunities here. So yeah. Join us on Monday as we talk about this week's shows.
Have a good weekend.
And we'll meet you at the pier.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we forgot to say that on Monday's episode.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
If you're listening to this in the future, this is 2024's Thanksgiving episode.
All right. So bye.
You didn't say bye. Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to peer54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review.
And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Peer54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at peer54podcast@gmail.com.
We are Cal and Chip, and our podcast, of course, is the Fellas Podcast, and it is sponsored by new movie The Long Walk, only in cinemas from September 12th. Right, listen to this. You're on a road, no end in sight, 50 boys in a non-stop marathon where there can only be one winner, and the only rule, stop walking, you're done.
We just watched the trailer and brother, it's mad. Like, really scary.
It's called The Long Walk. Dystopian, ruthless, one road, no finish line. You either walk or you die. The cast is stacked. BAFTA rising star David Johnson, Cooper Hoffman, Mark Hamill, big performances.
How far could you go for your ticket to freedom? Could you go the distance?
Walk or die. One road, no finish line. Watch The Long Walk exclusively in cinemas September 12th.
This episode is brought to you by L'Oreal Paris and their Revitalift filler range. If you're looking for a glass skin glow, try Revitalift Filler Serum and Plumping Water Cream. Powered by hyaluronic acid, L'Oreal's Filler Serum hydrates skin and replumps fine lines in just 1 hour. Then lock in that hydration and plump with the Filler Water Cream. Right now, the range is half price at Boots until the 21st of October, subject to availability. Shop the Revitalift Filler Serum and Water Cream at Boots now.
Pay attention. The ferry leaves at 10 a.m. Roads are busy.
Great.
Dad, pack the boot.
Yeah.
Rosie, got your teddy?
Uh-huh.
Honey, how's the car?
Windows clean, car wax
I
covered.
meant the tyres.
Oh, sorted them at Quick Fit last week.
Brilliant.
Planning the perfect getaway this summer? Make sure your tyres are up for the job. Book today at quickfit.com or your local centre. Quick Fit. Drive away happy every time.